I bet you weren't expecting this, huh? 2 videos from me in a week. What am I doing? I'm feeding you too many videos all at once. Alright, but introduction aside, let's actually get to the point here. I just came back from the gym just a moment ago. Um, and I had this thought whilst I was in the gym. For starters, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not a New Year's resolution guy. I like to just keep improving myself more and more for the past year. Yeah, but there's this one thing that's been bugging me that I'd like to actually get done by the end of this year. If I don't reach this goal by the end of this year, I'm gonna generally go online, hold myself accountable, and just tell the truth as it is. But what is it, I ask? Let's actually just get straight to the point. I have been going gym since I was 16, so I started literally not long after I turned 16, so it was like November 2022. I started just below 58 kg. I never really ate a lot because all I cared about was gaming and such, and I didn't. And this was like I was 16, so I was doing my GCSEs, and I needed to actually get better at studying because my study techniques weren't the best at the time. So I generally started going gym to try and improve myself. My goal was to hit 70 kg. As you can tell by me making this video, I haven't reached 70 kg yet, yeah? And it's been 3 years since I've made that goal and resolve. I started just below, I think about 56, 57 kg. I am about 65 kg. And since about, mid 2023, I have been around 64 kg. Only last year did I manage to make some progress where I managed to get myself up to 65, 66 kg because I was actually tracking my calories. But the point is, I've had this goal for way too long, and I need to actually generally hold myself accountable. And I'm going to be just generally really honest with myself and to everyone else here to expose myself of what the flaws I have. I procrastinate too much. I don't, for this I'm gonna be honest, I don't like going gym. I do it because I know it's good for me. So it takes a certain type of discipline to do it. I generally don't like going gym. Whenever I think about going gym, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go gym. But I force myself to go anyways. I also study a lot. Not a lot, really. I try, these days I get about 3 hours in average. These days, like, 2 to 3 hours? 2 for a comfy day, but like, I generally like to aim for 3 minimum. So sometimes I generally tend to burn out by having going at it for both gym and studies, and I realize, oh, well, I don't really have much time for myself, but I spend so much time procrastinating, trying to get myself to do each task, and spending so much time on breaks that basically I don't really have much time for myself because I spend so much mental effort and energy into this. So yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. Like, I'm going to be 20 this year. And that's a scary thought for me. Like, I'm not really, like, I've spent 1 year of being an adult already, and I'm not really hitting my goals, so it's embarrassing. And every year, it's at the back of my mind. It's like, yeah, you should be embarrassed of yourself. You're not hitting, like, I started off kind of skinny. I look decent now. Like, if I had to show you, right, it might be a bit weird because I just came back from the gym, but I look okay. I don't look that skinny anymore, but that's not enough. Like, I joined the gym hoping to become, like, really physically active, yeah. And to give credit where it's due, I'm way more physically active than I was before I started gym, but still, it's not enough. I set myself a goal, and I want to live up to those goals. And I can go and say I don't care how long it takes, but I do care about how long it takes. I don't want to take a million years to reach this goal. I want to make progress. Yeah, I can fail, but I want to continue making progress. So I I have an idea of how I want to do this. I want to basically. I did this for a lot of last year, and I'm starting to normalize it. I always have 8 hours of sleep. That's been a thing for me since 2024. Always having 8 hours of sleep, no matter what. I'm gonna return to sleeping at 10 p.m., waking up at 6 a.m. And I have this new system in place. I was working on it at the end of last year for my gym sessions, because university I have early morning sessions. So when I'm in university for so long, how on earth am I gonna go gym? I think you can see the problem there. So I'm thinking of this system: wake up at 6 a.m., immediately shower, go down, have breakfast, leave the house. You see those people who generally, what's it called again? How they're up and training early in the morning. That's always been the standard that I've eventually wanted to reach. But, if I'm saying eventually, I think I need to make that a reality now. It needs to be a reality. And I can't keep putting it off forever. So, it's getting easier to do it. Like, I literally, I actually, how to say it, I don't have my phone on my bed anymore. I had my phone on my bed for 2 years now. I stopped that. Like, it's a small little micro habit. I used to charge my phone up on my bed, and I don't think I've actually shown this to anyone, but I actually, record videos underneath my bed. I accidentally, cut video for a second. But yeah, my ladder is just over there, but you can see the point I'm getting at. So, how would I say it? I basically have an alarm under my bed 8 hours after I decide to sleep, and it's really loud and a really annoying alarm. So basically, I jump out of bed immediately to turn off my phone, which is usually on the table right over here. Once I turn off my phone, I'm basically up. I'm already standing up, because I can't really sit on my chair because it's a really cramped space. Like, you can see there's like the wall just behind me down here, and then it's just a green screen. So the way how I've mentally tricked myself. So I'm already standing up after turning off my alarm. You know how there's that wave of tiredness that hits you? I can deal with that wave of tiredness, but basically I'm just training my mind. It's like, okay, walk immediately to the shower. And as I walk, and since I walk immediately to the shower, I basically I turn on the shower, let it heat up, and then I go and shower immediately, because basically that wakes me up, and basically gets my mind going. And whilst I'm in the shower, I like to mentally plan out everything of the day. I hate organization, and everyone told me when I was doing my A levels, oh, you need to be more organized. I found a way to be more organized, without writing stuff down, I literally, I was so stubborn. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use my head for everything. I'm going to literally have everything planned out in my head. And for the record, I'm not that smart. I'm just about smart enough to be doing a degree with, like, basically a maths degree. But even then, I'm like, I'm not bottom of the barrel, but I'm okay. For the record, if you're trying to get an idea, I for my A levels, I did A level maths, chemistry, and physics. I got C's in chemistry and physics. I got an A in maths. I used to be on an A in chemistry, but that dropped to a C when I did my A levels, and I used to be on a B for physics, and that dropped to a C. I sacrificed those two to basically bump up my maths grade so I can be accepted into my uni. Yeah, long day. But yes, I'm at the point now where I can do 2 to 3 hours a day, or even 3+ if I can do over 3 if I'm in uni of proper studies. But this is just at home. I'm saying, because it's a lot harder to do stuff at home. I got my family and siblings and such with me, so yeah. But I'm able to mentally handle it better at uni. But yes, quite frankly, I'm quite fed up. Up of not being able to reach my goals. So I need this year, yeah, to be the year what I reach it, and I'm being quite lenient. 1 year to gain the first 5 kg of actual muscle. Uh, then I want to try work my way up to 80 kg from there. It's not like, come on, it's not like too much to ask. Whilst handling studies, by the way, I want to emphasize upon that. I want to genuinely be proud of myself for whatever physical achievements I have. I don't want to feel inferior to others, and I don't really compare myself to others. I'm happy for other people, but I get the feeling of being weaker than them, and it's I'm not scared of them, but I just think to myself, if this person were to try and fight me, I'd lose. And I'm not even looking for a fight. It's just like, you feel really inferior, and it kind of messes it with you. I don't like feeling inferior, so I generally like to keep improving myself to basically stand out in my own regard. And I'll praise people for what they've done. I won't be jealous or envious of others, but it's just I've got to stand up in my own regard as well. I may not be the best at something, but I could work on myself in other factors so I can stand out too. That's how it should be. I also need to work on one of my biggest problems, commitment. Yeah, I can commit for about 1 to 2 months before basically getting tired. And then there's always an excuse. I always have an excuse. And I need to mentally train my mind, to basically go over that excuse, because basically, the best way I can say it is, how would I say it? I have mental control of my emotions. I've spent a lot of time working on my emotions and getting that under control. But when it comes to giving into desires, I find that I generally give into my desires a lot. I think for about how would I say it? Coming up to about nearly a month ago. No, about a few weeks ago, I've decided to basically really mentally sharpen myself. So I can't give in to any desires no matter what. Like, I tend to chronically snack a lot and eat unhealthily. Like, whenever I'm downstairs, yeah, whenever I'm passed by the snacks, I just want to have them. But and I realize it can get unhealthy and such. So what I'm trying to do is not stop eating the snacks itself, but basically stop myself from giving into my desires. Because if I give into my desires, then I'm losing, and basically I'm just self-sabotaging myself. And it feels really nice to give into desires, but you don't feel nice afterwards. It really doesn't feel nice afterwards. It feels nice within the moment, but then you just feel like absolute utter trash. And I don't want to feel like trash, generally. I want to feel good about myself at all times, yeah? And giving into my desires is just... It feels cheap. It feels cheap, honestly. I don't know what else I can say. It feels cheap, and it makes you feel disgusted with yourself. Anyways, yes, if at the end of this year, I'll be 20 at the end of this year, I don't reach this goal whilst studying and basically getting the best grades that I can possibly can in uni, I'm going to hold myself accountable. I've woken up. It's only been about 3 hours and 40 minutes since I've woken up. I've already had breakfast, put my clothes and laundry away, did washing up, went to gym, and I'm recording this video. So I'm going to rest up soon. But hopefully I can just continue to mentally sharpen myself and make myself able to handle more instead of basically constantly being embarrassed because other people can handle more, and yet I keep coming up with excuses to keep dodging things. But yes, everyone's in their own stages of life and the journey. If anyone wants to join in wherever the hell I'm doing, join in with it. I'm more than happy to for you to join in. But yes, this is another thing to add to my self-improvement journey. For the record, this will be my 5th year on self-improvement. I started with Calisthenics in 2021. Worked on fixing my hygiene in 2022. Started gym in 2022. Really started refining my study techniques. I started refining my study techniques in 2021 as well, but I really started working on this, started dedicating myself towards it, started mentally starting to refine myself, picking up other forms of good habits. 2023 to 2024 was really fun because I remember I stuck to cold showers religiously for 1 year, and then I realized that I generally liked hot showers better, but I might return to what's it called again, to cold showers at some point. But yeah, and then it's been on and off with gym since 2023. So yeah, I've reached a new physical peak last year, but I've never. Only until last year I managed to get past that weight, which I never was able to get past, which was 64 kg. So this year has to be it. Come along, join me in my self-improvement journey to become a better person. I will see you around. Okay? I'm off.